You got this Jamaican sister that's going to, speak on about something about with men. And I want to expound on this because some women need to really know when a man goes silent, what that really means.
A man's silence is actually very deadly. So don't mistake it for weakness like he has nothing to say. Make no mistake, ladies. Nah. He's probably just gotten to a point where he no longer sees you as someone worth explaining himself to because he's lost respect for the entire situation. See, a lot of times women think that men go quiet because they're trying to be cold or manipulative. But a lot of times that's not the truth. It's him realizing that no matter what he says, you're not really listening. You're just waiting to respond. So it's not about control. It's about protecting his peace. Because after a while, he learns that arguing kills his focus, drains his energy, and steals the very calm he needs to stay grounded. That's called growth. It's what happens when a man finally understands that peace is better than proving a point. Sometimes there's the exception when he's quiet simply because, you know what? He's sparing you. Because if he really said what's on his mind, it might cut too deep. And you know what? That's mercy, not fear. So yeah, a man's silence is very dangerous, especially for the person who has become comfortable with ignoring his words. Because the truth is, when that man stops talking, it's because he's probably done. He's done trying, and he's done with you.
Now, here's the thing. When a man is speaking to you constantly, when a man is fighting, for you, fighting for the relationship, asking to be intimate, whatever the case may be, right? That's a good thing because that means he's invested. When a man's tired and he's done with the situation, he gets quiet. He gets not very nonchalant. He doesn't care where you go. He doesn't care what you do. He's not even trying to argue with you no more. He's not trying to tell you nothing in his mind, nothing about his day. He just chill at that point. He's grown cold at that point. And when a man's silent, he's usually plotting and planning his next steps. When a man's talking, that's a good thing because he's not plotting and planning steps. And the plans that he has, he's going to discuss it with you when he's talking. When he's quiet and he done had enough. Listen, let me tell you something. In marriages, men aren't the first one to go file. But if you see a man go file for divorce, the first thing I want to know is what did she do? Because men will stay in a situation for years, right? For years, even if they're not fully happy with the situation. So if a man gets sick of your behind and he went file for divorce and he knows the consequences of filing for divorce, and he said, I really deal with them consequences, but I need to get away from this one. And before a man do that, he didn't got quiet. He didn't plotted that strategy out. You feel me? So never let your man get silent. If you see him with faces too much, you need to figure out why. You need to figure that out. Because they always make everything about, the women in relationships and what they deal with and all the women. But you know what? A lot of men these days, yeah, they starting to say, hey, I'm not going to be treated like that. I'm not going to be treated this way. I'm not going to be taken for granted. I'm not going to be, no. I'm not going to be out here like a workhorse doing all this and the little minimum I ask for, you can't do it. Nah, some men are just saying, I'll deal with the consequences. But don't let your man go quiet. That's all. The only thing I'm going to tell any woman. Do not let your man go silent like that. Think, oh, well, he ain't saying nothing. That's good. No, it's not good because he plotting.